The Galactic Council chambers had never witnessed such unanimous agreement. Representatives from 47 species spanning the breadth of known space sat in their environmental pods and declared with one voice, humanity was doomed. Ambassador Zeftar of the crystalline hegemony spoke first, her translucent form shimmering with indignation. The humans have rejected our final ultimatum. They refuse to surrender their weapons, dismantle their military, or submit to council oversight. Typical primate arrogance, chittered Hive Queen Zalnasa, her mandibles clicking in what passed for disgust among her species. They discovered faster than light travel barely 2 centuries ago. How dare they think they can stand against civilizations that have ruled the stars for millennia? The Voidborn representative, a being of pure energy contained within a magnetic field, pulsed with agreement. Our combined fleets number in the millions. Their pathetic system has perhaps a few thousand ships at most. This will be a swift lesson in cosmic hierarchy. High Counselor Varntek, the ancient leader whose species had founded the Council 8,000 years prior, raised his 6-armed form to address the assembly. Then it is decided. The human experiment ends. Their stubborn refusal to accept their place has forced our hand. We launch the final armada in one standard cycle. Chapter 2, Earth's Response. In the depths of the Pentagon's sub-basement, Admiral Sarah Chen stared at the holographic display showing the massive alien fleet assembling at the edge of the solar system. Ships the size of cities, weapons that could crack moons, technology that made humanity's best efforts look like stone knives. "Ma'am," her aide whispered, "the alien transmission is repeating on all frequencies. They're demanding unconditional surrender within 72 hours. Chen's weathered face broke into a grin that would have terrified any alien who understood human expressions. "Get me the president. And patch this through to every human settlement from Mars to the Kuiper Belt colonies." Within minutes, President Martinez's voice echoed through every human habitat in the solar system. "Citizens of Earth and her colonies, we face an enemy that believes superior technology guarantees victory. They're about to learn why that assumption has buried every empire in human history that made it. Implement Protocol Omega. Show them what desperate humans are capable of." Chapter 3. The Swarm Awakens. The Galactic Council's final armada dropped out of hyperspace expecting to find a primitive system, cowering in fear. Instead, they found something that would haunt alien nightmares for generations to come. Where Earth's asteroid belt had once been, a cloud of metal swarmed like angry insects. Millions upon millions of small craft, each no larger than a human fighter, moved with purpose that defied comprehension. Behind them, the planets themselves seemed to writhe and shift. "Impossible," breathed Zeftar as her sensors tried to count the human ships. "Where did they manufacture so many vessels?" The answer came as the swarm attacked. These weren't traditional spacecraft, they were converted civilian vessels, mining equipment, cargo haulers, even personal shuttles. Every human who could pilot anything had volunteered. Grandmothers flew mining ships loaded with explosives. Children barely old enough to see over control panels guided cargo containers filled with antimatter. But the true horror wasn't the numbers, it was the tactics. The humans didn't fight like any known species. They didn't form battle lines or follow standard engagement protocols. They swarmed like the insects they were named after, sacrificing themselves in coordinated strikes that maximized damage while minimizing their own survival. Chapter 4. The Price of Underestimation. Admiral Thexivore of the Council's primary battle fleet watched in growing horror as his flagship's shields failed under the assault of what appeared to be a human garbage scow loaded with nuclear warheads. The pilot, a graying human female, saluted through her cockpit window as she detonated her cargo, taking out 3 Council destroyers in the blast. "They're insane," he transmitted to the other fleet commanders. "They fight without regard for their own survival." "That's not insanity," came a cold human voice over the communication channel. Admiral Chen's face appeared on screens throughout the alien fleet. "That's determination. You wanted to extinct humanity. We decided to show you exactly what you'd have to extinct." The human swarm adapted faster than any military computer could calculate. When the Council forces used energy weapons, the humans deployed reflective chaff clouds. When they switched to kinetic bombardment, the humans used their small size to weave between projectiles. When they tried to retreat, they found their escape routes blocked by human ships that had somehow predicted their movements. Chapter 5. Evolution in Real Time. What the Council failed to understand was that humanity had spent centuries perfecting one skill above all others: learning from their enemies. Every alien technology they encountered was analyzed, reverse-engineered, and improved upon with terrifying efficiency. Human ships began incorporating alien tech scavenged from destroyed Council vessels. A mining barge would ram an alien cruiser, survive long enough to upload the enemy's shield frequency, then transmit that data to every human ship in the system before exploding. The planet Earth itself had become a hive of activity. Deep underground, manufacturing complexes that hadn't existed a month ago pumped out new vessels using designs that evolved hourly. Human engineers didn't sleep. They worked in shifts, each team building upon the previous team's innovations. Chapter 6. The Tide Turns. 3 days into what was supposed to be a quick extermination, the Council's final armada found itself fighting for survival. Half their ships were destroyed or disabled, and the human swarm seemed to grow larger with each passing hour. High Counselor Varntek's personal dreadnought, a kilometer-long monument to alien superiority, shuddered under the impact of coordinated human attacks. His bridge crew worked frantically as reports flooded in from across the fleet. "Sir, the humans have broken through the third defense perimeter. They've boarded the Infinite Majesty. The crew is requesting immediate evacuation. Their ships are somehow communicating faster than our jammers can block." Varntek's composure finally cracked. How? How are these primitives defeating us? The answer came from an unexpected source. Dr. Elizabeth Hawkins, xenobiologist and prisoner of war from the Council's first probe, spoke from her cell aboard the dreadnought. She had spent months studying her captors, and now her voice carried across the ship's communication system. "Because you made one fundamental error," she said calmly. "You assumed technology determines victory, but humans learned long ago that victory goes to whoever wants it more. And you just threatened our children." Chapter 7. The Message. As the remnants of the Council's fleet limped away from the solar system, a transmission followed them. Not from Admiral Chen or President Martinez, but from a 10-year-old girl in New Shanghai, speaking for every human child who had watched the sky and wondered if they would live to see tomorrow. "We didn't want this fight," the child said, her words transmitted across the galaxy. "We would have been happy to trade, to learn, to be friends. But you decided we didn't deserve to exist, so we showed you what humans do when someone threatens our home. Remember this lesson. Share it with everyone you meet among the stars. Humanity doesn't start fights, but we finish them." Epilogue. New Galactic Order. The Galactic Council never fully recovered from the Battle of Sol. Within a generation, the rigid hierarchy that had ruled the galaxy for millennia crumbled, as younger species realized that technological superiority meant nothing against determination and adaptability. Humanity joined the galactic community not as subjects but as equals. Their reputation preceded them to every corner of known space. The species that turned a death sentence into a declaration of independence. The Council had declared humanity doomed. Earth had responded with 4 simple words that became the motto of human space forces: "Come and take it." In the end, they learned that humans didn't just survive in the universe, they thrived by refusing to accept that survival was enough. Word count 1,000 words.